Hey, everybody, welcome back. Another Tuesday night, hanging out with Bob tonight. And we're going to talk a little bit about fishing down Tennessee River. And
Tonight, hanging out
one of his
Bob
favorite
tonight.
techniques. You got it, didn't you?
Got it.
He got it. One of his favorite techniques to catch fish is bumping. We'll get into that here in just a few minutes. But I know that there's a couple other live streams going on, so I'm sure people will trickle in throughout the show. But I want to give a shout out to the folks that tuned in. Chrissy Brown was hanging out at 7:16 already. She was ready to rock and roll. Mr. Murillo was in the house as well. PD says, let's go. PD, it was fun seeing you fishing this weekend in the panfish tournament. It was I had a good time with it. I hope everybody else enjoyed themselves as well. Jason Lamb's in the house. Buck Williams fishing with a squirrel. Mr. James Kirkpatrick. Jeremy Colvin fishing also did a fantastic job. Fished with him basically on Saturday in that tournament. And Jeremy was running and gunning. You know, he catch a few fish and just wasn't what he needed. And he just kept moving until he got on some fish. And he did a heck of a show. So congratulations to Jeremy. I think he finished third. I believe it was third in the tournament. So great job there. And, of course, two guys that stole the show. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit. Mike's Fishing Home's in the house. Dale Hayslip. Almost got to fish with Dale this morning. He got held up, had some prior obligations that he had to take care of, but we'll take a rain check and get back out on there. He didn't miss nothing today. Fishing Hoover today was a bear. It was terrible. We seriously fished one end of the lake to the other, and it's a 9.9 lake, and that's not easy to do. Not in my boat. We got Chunky Cats in the house. What's going on, brother? Mr. Elstan Perez, thanks for stopping in and checking us out. Liz Kirkpatrick Thomas is also hanging out with us. Bumping Mike Greenwell. I know he was over hanging out, talking to Chris Souders there for a little bit, picking his brain on bumping the Mississippi River. I've actually got a little bit of experience bumping Mississippi River for about 3 days, and he's absolutely right. It's a different beast. It's a different animal. You would absolutely probably love it. You could bump just about anywhere. There's no waiting to get to a dam or this, that, or the other. You could bump the entire river no matter where you're at. The speeds and the depths just change. Everything else it's bumpable. So it took a while for us to get used to it, but we had a blast. Let's see who else we got in the house here. Chris Everett. Hey, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for stopping in. Minnow Dunkers. There's Tommy Long. We're gonna talk with Tommy here in just a little bit as well. We got a event coming up this weekend for veterans, local lake here, Hoover Reservoir, which we fished today. So we'll touch base with Tommy here in just a little bit. J-Dog's gone fishing. Talked to J-Dog today on the phone as well. He was out doing some fishing as well. Uncle Jeep's in the house. The man, the myth, the troll himself. Thanks, brother, for stopping in. It looks like Kelly's still going on the Bullock Experience. And like I said, a couple of other live shows out there going on. So I'll try to catch everyone as they come in. But for right now, Bob, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
I'm here, man.
He's here. So, shoot, I'm tired, man. That's good. I bet I ain't been home 30, 40, well, maybe 40 minutes. I think I've been home about 40 minutes, been on the water all day. And
yep.
ain't got nothing to show for it, really. But the water down your way seems to be holding pretty good still. I think this week things kind of slowed down, but overall, man, your videos and bumping up there, you know, I was lucky enough to fish at that dam. I think we only fished it for one day, but it's pretty cool. When I watch your videos, I'm like, oh, I know that spot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I remember trying to get a fish in before we hit one of those the railroad bridge trusses.
Yeah, that makes things interesting.
It comes up on you quick, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it's exciting, especially when you try to do it by yourself. You got so much going on.
Tara's in the house. Thanks, Tara, for stopping in. And my brother Skip Stewart, Clearview Outdoors. He was my partner in crime today, hanging out up on Hoover. We tried every method there is to man every bait known to under the sun, and 2 little channel casts today to show for it. And it was not for the lack of effort. I'll give you that. I promise you that. Steve Moley's in the house. Let's see. We'll try to keep going. So, Bob, how long have you been down that stretch of the river?
I have. Well, I'm a native Chattanoogan, so I've lived here pretty much since birth. I've been fishing for trophy catfish down here probably, I don't know, the last 5 years or something. Got serious about it when I started seeing guys like Joe at Chat Cats pulling, 80, 90-pound fish out of the river. I didn't even know there was fish that big in this river. I mean, I grew up fishing it. As a teenager, I fished it with my dad and my Uncle Roy. We would, there's only certain times of the year that we would fish the river and find it productive, and that was usually in the spring when they were spawning. And mainly we would we drift fish it in the spring. We just, hang our baits out over the side of the boat, get in the channel and drift fish it. And that's kind of the only way we knew to fish it, either that or from the bank. But so many different ways now to fish the Tennessee River, or any river for that matter. Anchor fishing, drift fishing, suspend drifting, bumping, walking baits. It just goes on and on. I'm having a lot of fun learning all these new techniques, old dog, new tricks.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to matter how old we get or what all happens. There's always more to be learned, and just when you think you've got it figured out, the fish change their minds, and you've got to be very, very good at adapting and overcoming to be competitive anyway.
Absolutely. And all the different techniques, I try to explain it to people. I said it's like having different tools in your toolbox for different conditions, because the conditions are always changing, especially on the river. Fast current, slow current, like free line drifting in slow current is a technique for fishing in, when they're running less than 10,000 CFS. Bumping's a good technique when they're running, 20 plus 1,000 CFS, and anchor fishing. It's just like having all these tools in your toolbox. So it's kind of the way I view it.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Having all these tricks up your sleeve to get on the fish and to try to outsmart them. The way I like to think of it is like a chess game. You're trying to anticipate their next move so that you get ahead of them and be able to present bait to them before they even realize they want it.
Yep. And plus, it also keeps it interesting. If you just go out there and you anchor fish time after time after time, you get bored doing it. And people probably get tired of watching your videos if you're just doing the same thing time after time. So, using these different techniques, to me, kind of spices things up.
Well, I can tell you this. Your videos are definitely spicing and entertaining, man. I love watching you bump down through there. And I know you fish with some other folks down in that area as well. And you guys cut up and have a good time. And that's what it's about. That's, to be honest with you, that's one of my favorite parts of the videos is when you could tell people are just really just being themselves and truly enjoying being out there doing what you love and hanging out with somebody who has the same passion as you do.
Yep.
And for me, that's big fish. Don't get me wrong, big fish are great to see.
Yeah.
But having
butter icing on the cake.
Yeah. When you're out there doing it with your buddies and you're able to cut back and have a good time. And leave that stuff in the footage. That's the good stuff. That's the stuff that the actors can't put in there. Here we go.
Somebody asked me what my favorite bait was. That would have to be skipjack herring.
Skipjack herring. It ain't bluegill?
I'll fish for bluegill.
I know you and Darren go back on that.
Yeah, Daryl swears by bluegill, but he's told me there's been times when he's caught fish on skipjack when he couldn't catch it on bluegill, so he knows. And there's times when they'll hit bluegill and they won't touch skipjack. It don't make no sense to me. I think as long as it's good and bloody, they'll eat it.
I tell you, today we threw I had fresh everything. I had live chubs, shiners, bluegills, live shad. We had skipjack. We even had chicken. We had,
Wow.
I don't know what else. I don't know what else we could have thrown at them. We tried everything, and we tried every technique, and none of it worked. And, and we found the fish. We marked, there was areas that we went and checked that we marked lots and lots of fish. And we marked, I'll be honest, we marked some giant fish and some really deep water in that area. We were in 67 foot of water.
Wow.
And marking, and this is a lake, and marking some big marks in almost 70 foot of water. So
Wow.
it was like, there's some big fish here, but they were tight-lipped today.
Yeah. They get to, I don't understand. I mean, one of my theories is we've had a few like bluebird days around here where the sky was just blue and you could just, I think the barometric pressure really affects all fish. So
Right.
I catch way more fish on a cloudy, overcast, or even when it's raining than I do on a beautiful blue, bluebird sky, high pressure. So, I mean, I think it's something all fishermen need to pay attention to.
There's definitely always that question always seems to come up. When you get a true, experienced angler or a tournament angler or somebody who's, got a lot invested into the catfishing scene, is how much attention they pay to the barometric pressure. I know that for us, we pay attention to the barometric pressure more as a study. There we go. Creole catfishing dropping the $4.99 tuition fee for the catfish class. I don't know about all that. Creole
I'm still a rookie.
Creole teach us all. We had a great show. We had a great show last week. But yeah, for us, the barometric pressure is something we kind of pay attention to when we have a good day or bad day. I think it's just as important to note your bad days as it is your good days. And I don't think the pressure really will persuade us to go or not go, because we pretty much go whenever the heck we can. It doesn't matter.
This Saturday, I'm fishing.
Saturday's not looking good for a day to be on the water here anyway. Big cold front coming in, cold and windy. It's not looking promising as far as fish bite. But we've all been in a situation, or know somebody's been in a situation where all the conditions were wrong. The pressure was terrible. The cold front just moved in. It's a full moon. Every excuse that we have as fishermen to say that, we're not going to catch fish, and go out there and knock it out of the park, and it just happens, and nobody can really explain why or how, but it happens. So, you go fishing when you can, because it's good for you, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Holy cow.
Whoa. Boom.
Catfish Dreams dropping the $15, walking in the door in style. He's strutting his stuff. Yeah. Yep. We got DMV in the house as well. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. DMV, Western King, hey, buddy, thanks for stopping in, checking us out. We're talking a little bit of fishing. Right now, we're talking about barometric pressures and what it can and can't do for folks. And, I'm the same way, Bob. I feel like, low pressure. I like to see, more than anything, I like to see a consistent pressure, in my opinion. I like to see below 30, but if it's going to be 30 or, 30.5, be that way for 2 or 3 days. I've heard a lot of different people talk about, and maybe you've seen the same type of scenarios, but, a lot of things happen in threes when it comes with catfishing, where either their feed cycles on a 3-day cycle or stability. And that's really where I'm getting at it with this is, if the water's dropping, fine, as long as it's been low for 3 days. What are you laughing at? Oh, you can see stuff where I can. Oh, come on, Freddie. Hey, I was more than happy to lose to Freddie when I seen how much fun he was having smashing them bluegills on Sunday. And he had a rough start, and he did not come out of the gate swinging hard. but he went out with a fight, and he did. He came back from behind and beat me. I think I was in third place going into Saturday, and Josh and Freddie both came up and pushed me and Justin back in the back. So I think I ended up in fifth.
Was this the panfish tournament?
Yeah, the panfish tournament this weekend. Man, I tell you what, that was fun. Not to take anything away from all the catfish tournaments, because we love them, we like them, and we all love being in them. For Justin, $10 for minnows to fish. Every time we go to Hoover, he wants to crappie fish. He'll try to crappie fish no matter what. He'll sneak a rod out here or there.
Yeah.
But I won't. I promised I wouldn't say anything today. That we caught some monster crappies in the cast net today on accident, looking for shad. Oops, I let the cat out the bag.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a lot of folks talk about threes, and I kind of find it to be true for my area. And what I pay attention to here is, if the water is down, fine, as long as it's down for 3 days, or high, fine, as long as and I don't know if you kind of notice that type of trend in your area or not.
Yeah, well, the Tennessee TVA, the Tennessee Valley Authority, are real bad this time of year about yo-yoing our water levels on the lake. So I mean, they'll bring the lake. The lake will come up. We'll have a big rain influx, and they'll drop it 2 or 3 feet overnight, and that really messes with especially crappie fishing. I love crappie fishing. I went Saturday and fished, and I boated 8 crappie, and only 2 of them were 10 inches. So it was just a high pressure kind of day. The lake yo-yoing up and down. So just one of those situations where hard to get on them. And then I talked to people and said that they were sitting in 6 feet of water and catching them out of 4 feet of water. And probably the shallowest I fished all day Saturday was probably 8 feet. So I probably might have been looking in the wrong depth too for them.
We went from everywhere from 6. I think we were in 5 foot, maybe 4 foot of water.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of all we went today. We went from 4 foot to 67 foot of water today looking for fish.
Oh, wow.
And we found fish. But to be honest, today we marked almost the majority of all the fish today. We marked between 25 and 35 feet. And even in 50 foot of water, fish were suspended between 25 and 35 foot.
Wow.
There was a lot of fish out there. That lake is just completely littered with shad. It is unreal the amount of bait fish that's in there. And that's one of the reasons why that fishery is taken off like it has. They stocked blue cats in there 10 years ago. And we've got fish over 50 pounds,
Right. If they got
not
the
a whole
food
lot.
to eat.
What's that?
I said, if they got the food to eat, they got forage, they're gonna breed and multiply and get fat.
Yeah. So let's talk about your area. I have a tendency to run away with my own head. So what's your favorite techniques for fishing down there on the Tennessee River?
Oh gosh. I mean, I love on the riverside. It's pretty wild right where I live. I live 7 minutes from the Chickamauga Dam. So I have I'm 7 minutes from the base from the river, 10 minutes from the lake. So a lot of times I'll fish the lake, especially in winter, and a lot of times I'll fish the river, and kind of 2 different styles of fishing, river fishing versus lake fishing. But I used to do a whole lot of anchor fishing, and I just this year started dragging baits on the lake side. And just this year started bumping too, and bumping's quickly become a favorite of mine. It's so much fun just feeling those fish when they hit that bait in that fast moving current. I mean, it's like somebody's big fat guys out there trying to jerk the rod out of your hand. He just hit it so hard. Even in that current, even a 10-pound fish feels like a 50. And one thing I just figured out too, and this is as soon as that fish hits, turn the trolling motor off.
If you get hooked up on a good one, turn that trolling motor off. Save yourself a whole bunch of trouble. Now, something I had trouble with when we came down and bumped Nickajack some of them bigger fish, 40 pounds and up, I'd shut the trolling motor off, but they start running upriver.
Yeah, they will.
I had to hurry up, turn the trolling motor back on. I know,
burning the reel to try to keep up with them. It's crazy.
Yeah, try to keep tension on them, and that's a tendency for anchor. They have a tendency, and the big boys run upriver on you. Yeah. I've caught a couple anchors in my day.
Lost a couple too.
Yeah, I've lost more than I've caught. I tell you that. So bumping's starting to turn on to be one of your favorite go-tos, then, huh?
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun doing that. Once I figured it out, at first, man, it was like, oh, it's so super frustrating. I was losing sinkers and leaders, and I'd build myself 4 or 5 leaders before I left for the trip because I lose at least that many while I was bumping. But yeah, it's becoming just super fun once I figured it out.
I know Skip's in here, so Skip can vouch for this. But one of the things I learned to do and I'm still fairly new to bumping. I'm not going to claim to be great at it. I got a pretty good handle on how to do it, and I catch fish. Yeah, but I'm no pro. So I get hung up and I break off a lot. But like most of us do, we'll use a lighter line for that sinker. So 9 times out of 10, you're just going to lose that sinker line. And I would start tying me up, lines, droppers with a loop on both ends, so that as soon as I break off, I can run that loop through that eye and pull it through, and then run my sinker through and pull it through, and I'm right back to bumping. And I would have 2 or 3 of those tied up at all times on one of the rod holders. As soon as I break off, it's boom, I'm ready to get back in the water.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. I've been tying mine, using a 3-way and just tying to the swivel. But yeah, that's a good idea to have them already pre-tied.
Yeah, if you just tie an overhand surgeon knot on both ends, you just got a loop. Then you push that loop through and pull it through on one end, and I do the same on the other for my sinker. And you can, if you leave that loop big enough, you can still interchange. You can change your sinkers out until you find the weight that you need.
Yeah, I've been thinking about just go ahead and building some with some little cheap snap swivels too. I imagine that would work pretty good too.
Some people like the snap swivels. I know Skip, when I bump with him, he likes the all those quick clips.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? They look like kind of like a paper clip, but
paperclip looking things pointed on the end. Yeah.
But for me, in that clip, when that sinker hits, you've got just that second where it goes like this.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that takes a little bit of feel out. And I don't know. I tend to overthink things a little bit, but I like that to be directly in line on that line right there to where I feel everything. Because I like to go as light as I possibly can. I like my favorite to bump is 2 ounces, but 3 usually ends up being my go-to.
Yeah, I was having to use when they were releasing 40,000 better from the dam, and when I was right there on top of right behind the turbines, I ended up having to go to a 4-ounce sinker just to, otherwise I was getting way out there.
Now, something I noticed in your videos is you trying to slow the boat down. How slow are you trying to get the boat to go when you're coming out of there?
I've been liking like half a mile to 3/4 mile an hour. I mean, that's what kind of
regardless of the current speed.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. That's what feels comfortable to me.
Right.
As you get further downstream, the current speed gets lower and lower. So if it's kind of weird when I was bumping like right below the dam, between the dam and the railroad pylons, I'd actually kind of move my boat up into right between the boils, and there's a seam between the turbine boils that would actually kind of hold you.
Yeah.
And help slow you down.
Yeah.
And it's a weird feeling though, sitting there.
It is kind of crazy. And the bad thing for me, I like to start bumping right at the end of the boils, because if you get your line in the boils, your stuff gets tangled up, and 9 times out of 10, you've got a mess. And Skip, I was talking about you. When we went bumping below Greenup, I had those lines already tied and ready to go. And then you caught on to it and you wanted to tie yours, dirty dog. I don't take people bumping because my boat don't run. I don't take people nowhere. I'll take invitations. Backwood Mindsets in the house. Thanks for tuning in. Kelly is also over here. He's had a good show with the Chris Souders night. I didn't get to catch the whole show. We was on the water coming home, and then once I got home, had to put the boat away and everything. But I guarantee that was a good show. Chris Souders, honestly, is one of my idols. Is one of the reasons my channel even exists, and definitely the reason Tuesday nights exist. When Chris Souders stopped doing Tuesday night tackle talks, man, it felt empty, so, you know, and I don't know a bunch. All right. I like that like 95% of what you guys hear from me is regurgitated from somebody I've learned it from. You know, there are some real world experiences that I add to it, but I try to never ever claim that I know everything and this is the right way. A lot of this is my way. This is how I do it, but it's not the only way. I guarantee that.
Yep.
But not to go off on tangent, but you know, Chris Souders has been one of my. He's a friend, he's a neighbor, and he's an idol for me. So it was good seeing him over there. So we like bumping, right?
Oh yeah.
But things are going to start cooling down now. You said you started going after these big catfish for the last 5 years. How's that working out for you? Wintertime catfishing. Have you started fishing in wintertime yet?
Oh yeah, I fish all winter long. There's a couple days last year when I was out there, you know, and below freezing, crazy. But I found if you got the right gear for it, it's tolerable. I love fishing the winter because there's just far less boats out there, far less people out there. And
yeah,
the river and the lake both are so much calmer and easier to fish. I'd rather fish winter than summer anytime. Because it's so much less crowded.
I make sure I got the gear for it as far as, you know, hat, gloves and good cold weather gear. Yeah. And I've got a big propane heater I'll throw in the boat if I need to.
So do I. I love it.
Hey, Jesse, thanks for stopping in, as well as Lance McCoo guys in the house. Whiskers and Stripes says he's learned a lot watching Chris as well. And Chris Souders, Bluecat Outdoors, if you guys haven't ever heard of him, he's got years worth of videos out there right now that you can go back to the very beginning and learn something every single video. He's very good. A great teacher. His ability to teach is what makes it so fun. A lot of guys know how to do things, but they don't know how to talk or how to relay the message and make it sink in. And he's very good at that. So,
yep.
If somebody, I see Skip's in here, Skip, if you would, or Kelly's still in here, if you want to throw Chris Souders links up, that would be awesome. A lot of people would benefit from what he has. I know I have done a lot better and, you know, learned a lot of things from him. I got the speedboat for Hoover. I do have a 9.9 kicker, and that helps, but it's not a speedboat. We're topping out today at like 7 miles an hour. 9.9 does not push a 22-foot deep V very well. Especially I had it completely loaded. I got 7 batteries on it, and I had a 40-gallon bait tank on there running today full of water.
Just think of the gas you're
saving. Very fast. That's true. We did make that comment today. I wonder if I should put gas in the boat. I don't even remember the last time I bought gas. But no, I'd rather get on the river and go fish for some good fish. A friend of mine today got on the High River, and the High River ain't been giving up much, but today it did. Those guys caught like 25 or more fish, and he put his PB in the boat today, a 55.5 pound Bluecat, out on the High River. So now I'm excited to get back out there. So down your way, what water temperatures look like in the wintertime for you? I mean, I know up here things are going to be a lot different, but do you guys still get the the big concentrations of blues piling up together in the deep holes in the wintertime, or feeding up on them shallow flats on the sunny days?
Yeah, they'll definitely do that. They'll move into the back creeks in the winter when the sun comes up and warms those shallow water back creeks up. So We'll kind of go back into the back creeks off the main lake looking for them. There's not a whole lot of backwaters on the riverside, but on the lakeside there's a lot of it. And you'll find them back there chasing shad when the sun comes up, starts to warm that water up. But we'll also still fish the deep river ledges in the wintertime. We'll find them there. We'll find them in the holes. I want to say 50 something degrees water temperature in the winter is
really
it's average. Yeah,
that's our water temperature in winter yet.
I think we're still in the 60s, mid 60s here. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the river was reading today. Like I said, we was on a lake today, and water temperature was 55 on the deep end and 52 on the shallow end. Even though it's been sunny the last couple of days, we actually thought it would be warmer up in the shallow. What? Roger sends Janice to pump his gas. I would never. I might have missed something there. Somebody asked earlier if he was Tim Molina's son. I don't know who threw that out there. I think it was Chad. I would take it as a compliment. Tim Molina's awesome. So tell us a little bit about your setup. What kind of boats you're running, what your electronics are, if you've had, different experiences with different electronics and things, and what you found and what you like.
I'm running a 1754 G3. It's actually the same. Everybody probably knows who Joe with Chat Cats Fishing is. It's pretty much the same boat. The hull is his boat. His is a side console. Mine's a center console. I really like the center console in the winter because I can hide behind it. I can hide behind that center console and get out of the wind. It's great, yeah. But the rest of the year I hate it because it takes up so much real estate in the boat. I got about a foot to walk around it on each side, so that's not nice. But I love hiding behind it, get out of the wind.
Yeah. So what electronics are you running?
I'm running a Garmin, like one of the newer side imaging units, 540 SV or something like that. It's I just bought it a couple of years ago.
What size screen is it?
Huh?
What size screen is it?
I think it's a 9-inch screen.
Yeah, it's probably the 93 SV.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
The 9 is the 9-inch screen. The 7 and the 5 is just.
Yeah, I love it because all the other fish finders I've had, Hummingbirds, I've got a 7-inch Lowrance on the front of the boat, which is just a down imaging 2D. But this Garmin right out of the box, I mean, I don't have to fiddle with the settings on it all the time. It just always seems to do what I want to. And every other, like I had a Hummingbird that you constantly had to be tweaking the gain and the colors to, get a good picture. But I actually bought a Garmin after I watched some of Hagen Grubb's videos. And, he was talking about his unit. And I was like, oh, man, look how clear the fish are on there. On the down imaging, and then the 2D was so clear. So, it's like I found them on sale, like on a Black Friday sale, and bought one. I love it. It's just great.
Yeah, I just be honest. I don't have a whole lot of money to throw around. So when I was in the market for a unit, a Garmin just really appealed to me because it didn't have. It's not the very high end topless, side scan, but it's really good. It didn't have the best 2D out there, but it's really good. And, same with everything else. And it seems like, Hummingbird, I feel like Hummingbird honestly has side imaging like wrapped up. Their side imaging is phenomenal on the mega units. And Garmin, or maybe Lowrance can. I just haven't seen a Lowrance that can do it yet, but Hummingbird side, but Lowrance is 2D imaging sonar. Man, it's so good. Picking up fish and target separation is really good on those. But for me, Garmin, for the price, you can get all that big stuff, and it's not the top end, but it's good enough.
Yeah.
And for the price, man, I just couldn't beat it. Now I went Garmin myself. You know, if you guys are in the market, stay tuned for the next couple of weeks. Black Friday deals are getting ready to pop out if they ain't already. And that's the time to buy. I'll tell you, the last 2 years, I bought a Garmin 93 SV. I bought one 2 years ago, and then I upgraded to the HD unit last year. And this year, I'm not going to upgrade. I'm not positioned to this year. But
well, one of the things I really like about mine is I usually run like the down imaging and the 2D side by side, and I keep the down imaging on the auto zoom so that if I run over a brush pile or something and I see it on the 2D, it's like the down imaging blows it up, and I can really get a better picture of what's down there. You know, it just kind of makes it real big. And and then of course I'll pause the screen and mark it if I don't already have it on my map. And I really like running it like that, because a lot of times when I'm up on a lake and I'm dragging, you know, and I kind of plot a course out dragging, you'll run over something you haven't ever seen before. And it's just real easy to pause it and, you know, drop a waypoint on it and come back to it at a later time fishing.
I don't think I've ever used the blow up function, but
auto zoom is what they call it. Check
the auto zoom. I'm writing that down because I think I've seen it used in a video, but I totally forgot about it until you just mentioned it. And there's a lot of instances where that would be awesome. Today was one of them.
Yeah, it'll mess with your mind too, though, because you'll think you're running over a giant structure, but you're not really. It's just blowing it up to make it look bigger. But it's easy to, you know, it kind of jumps out at your, if you just happen to glance over there at your fish finder, you're like, whoa, what's that? Pause waypoint. So that's why I like running, you know, 2D on one side, then running the down imaging with the auto zoom on the other.
Well, with us running I say us because me and Skip have the exact same units set up the exact same way, which makes it pretty cool. When we hop in each other's boats, we can play around and we know where to go to navigate. When I get in Zach's boat, he's got all Hummingbird. I don't touch nothing. Hey, Creole. Well, Bob, you can answer it to everybody where you're from, Bob. We got a lot of new Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, Bob and I actually ran into each other.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
I seen that white boat with Ohio registration on it, and he started asking me about skipjack. I'm like, man, I ain't gonna tell you where my skipjack are at. Come on.
You guys see how I am. Hey, I hit the locals up, man. Hit the locals up, and you know, especially when you're out of town. A lot of guys, you know, I'm not going to catch all your fish in 3 days. I'm out of here, you know. But no, he actually put us in the right direction. I don't think we listened to him though. I think we ended up doing something else, and we ended up. I think we ended up going to the hotel or something. We only fished that day on that Friday night. We decided to fish there, and then we went on down to Naked Jack, and of course, you guy know what happened after that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I watched it the next day, and I was like, "Doggone it! Why can't I catch an 80-pounder bump?" 70, what was it?
Pure luck, man. 78, yeah. Pure luck. I mean,
I bet you that was just incredible.
Oh yeah, I'm starting to turn giddy inside right now thinking about it. You know, the thing is, he was one of those big fish that ran upriver, and I didn't even realize he was that big until we pretty much got him next to the boat. And that's the thing about bumping, like you said earlier. You know, you cut that trolling motor off, and you pick up speed, and you're going with the same speed as a fish, basically backwards. And it takes a lot of stress off your equipment, off you, off that fish, and it makes it so much easier to get that fish in the boat. You know, a lot of people was asking you caught that big fish. How long did it take you to get it in? 10 minutes. You know, I was in a boat moving.
And I've caught a couple of big fish. And the thing that I tell people all the time, like, you know, the fish that are 50 plus pounds, they don't fight as hard. They just kind of, you feel the weight of the fish, but they're not really running away from you. They're kind of lazy.
Yeah.
The teenage size fish they just fight a lot harder.
I think a 20-pounder will just about rip the rod out your hands. that 15 to 25 pounds, those fish just seem to have all the energy in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy's saying, I ain't going to catch all the skipjack either. He's fished with me before skipjack fishing.
Yeah. They've been hard to get hold of here lately.
I got a Bobcat sticker on my boat when I went to Chattanooga. What? Well, that's because you were nice enough to talk to him and recognize him. I was trying to take his bait spots.
No, I tagged him.
Did you?
I tagged him at the boat ramp.
There you go. Yeah, when we got out that last morning there, we had Catfish Dave, and some people don't like him, some people like him. I'll be honest with you, he never really was my cup of tea on his content, but he spent almost an hour with us out on the water that day, trying to help us, telling us some things about the fishery, some things to try. And we told him we was after some eaters for a fish fry coming up when we got home. Mm-hmm. And he dropped a pin and sent it to me. He said, "Here, this is where you want to just go catch a bunch of small fish. Have at it. Right here is where they are." And for me personally, that was pretty stand up thing to do. And I became a Catfish Dave fan. I can at least say he's a decent dude in person.
Right.
I think there's a lot to be said for catfish, YouTube, we'll call it YouTube personalities. How's that?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of that goes on, or at least that I see. There are some that are true. Well, actually, I think most are true. And then there are some guys that just wants views.
Yep. Hey, Whiskers and Strive asked me about skipjack running.
I just seen that
this time of year. Those skipjack, they will come up to the dam this time of year, but they move up in waves. It's kind of hard to pinpoint when they're going to be down. All of us local guys, we'll kind of like, if we see them down there, we'll kind of text one another and say, "Hey, the skips are here," or whatever at the dam. They're not always there, but sometimes, they move in waves. You might find them in one area one day, one the next. It's hard to lay a finger on. Hard to say. Go ahead.
No, I was saying our brother Daryl's over here now.
What's up, Daryl? My other brother, Daryl.
Daryl. You guys always like picking on each other about what bait to use, what techniques to use, which one catches bigger fish. Have we settled that yet?
Well, he catches more fish. I catch bigger ones.
Oh, all right. So but which is better? Let's hear it in chat. Would you rather catch more fish or big fish?
Yeah, big fish.
I gotta be honest with you. For me, it depends on how things have been recently. If I've been catching some decent fish, one big fish should be just fine. If I've been catching fish like I have here last week or two, I'll just take a day of decent fish. Don't care. Numbers is fine. So that I really don't ever get we're seeing bigger trophy fish, bigger fish, big and bigger. I like the way you guys think.
I mean, it does get old when you're sitting out there and you're not getting any bites, even dink, but you have to, sometimes I have to remind myself, it's like, okay, I'm not out here to catch channel cats. Why am I here? I want to catch trophy fish. I want to catch big fish. So,
right.
Okay, I'm all right.
Yep. That's what I like too. We pretty much, we set our mind to it. Every time we go in the water, we say, we're here to catch the biggest fish in this water.
Yeah.
And, if we catch a bunch of other fish in the meantime, then so be it. But our intent is to catch the biggest fish in the water.
Yep.
Wait, Bob, let's see all your big fish, and I will double that. See, we got some smack talking.
Can you mute him or block him or something?
I could, but it's so much fun.
Kick him out.
That sounds like a one-on-one, one versus one competition right there. Speaking of one-on-ones, we got Jody in the house. can't hardly get it past a one-on-one or a flathead tournament or just about any fishing without finding Jody somewhere to be found. She is not afraid of anybody or any water anywhere. And she doesn't need to be because she catches fish.
No doubt. I say,
says it.
Go ahead.
What was that, buddy?
I said I don't catch all of the live streams that it put out there, but I usually try to get into a few of them and watch what's going on. And I definitely seen Pontoon Jody fishing up there on Watts Bar and some of the other ones. I wish I had more time to watch them all, but I don't.
So with so many different, popular channels that fish your area or are close enough for you to get to, do you find yourself watching more of those folks' channels to learn more about the areas that are around you to fish, or do you find yourself watching other people's channels just for entertainment and content?
I'd say a little of both. I'm always paying attention to what our local guys are doing, especially our local YouTubers are doing. But I'm always interested in those guys up north, the different water conditions, like on the Potomac and the James. And I just be honest with you, the whole thing on the James with the tide and that confuses the crap out of me. I'd be totally lost if I went up there and fished. I haven't.
It took us a couple of days to figure. Matter of fact, the first day we didn't even realize that was a tidal river. I mean, that's how gung ho we were. We didn't even think about it. We just said, "Hey, I want to go fish the James. Let's go fish the James." Yeah. We went and fished the James, and we got down there and we're like, "What happened to the current? It just stopped." And it was like, "Well, this is weird." The next thing you know, the current was going the other way. We were like, "What in the world?"
Yeah.
What? I know for a fact that was going the other way.
Yeah, that's weird. That would confuse the heck out of me.
Once you get used to it or know how to read that flow chart, it's not a big deal. It actually turns out to work in your advantage at some points, because at some areas, the outgoing tide creates a current seam going one way and creates structure for the fish to sit behind. But then on the incoming tide, it creates structure and a seam on something else. And, you can move around so much and, play the tides. Now, I really don't like the slack tide in between. I don't think anybody really does. But it's definitely a factor when you're learning to fish over there.
Yeah.
So on those other areas, the Potomac, the James River, I know you said maybe not the James, but Mississippi, any of those areas on your list of want to do's or places you'd like to go?
Oh, sure. I'd love to go. I'd love to go fish the James, Potomac, the Mississippi, even someday. But like I said, I stay so busy. It's hard to, and I got good water like 10 minutes from the house here. So it's I don't think I've even began to learn everything about the Tennessee that there is to know about it. I mean, it's just, I'm still learning my own water. So it'd probably be a while before I venture out, especially gas being $3+ a gallon right now.
Yeah, it's hard to really want to travel anywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, when you got a good water 7 minutes from your house.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Anything ever happens up here in Ohio, I'm probably be down. I'll be down on the Tennessee River somewhere.
Yeah, I'd like to fish to Ohio too someday.
I don't know why anybody would want to come fish to Ohio.
Just I had.
Yeah, I won't lie. There's some areas, farther south than where I'm at. There's some decent water to fish. The commercial fishing around here has really put the hurting on things. Now we are starting to see a turnaround, along the West Virginia bordering waters. West Virginia, I gotta give hats off to them. They have really done a good job with their conservation efforts. I can't even tell you how many times I've been on West Virginia bordering waters and seen Division of Wildlife out there working, doing something, surveying, setting, hoop nets for studies and whatnot. I don't know that I know I've never seen anybody from Kentucky, and I don't know if I've even ever seen anyone from Ohio. Actually, I take it back. We do have a new guy in Ohio that I've seen a few times. And if you're watching this tonight, thanks for what you do. We need more officers out there to help regulate the way things are. And, we all got to play by the rules. And if everybody else did, it would be a lot better for everyone. But until then, we just got to keep doing the right thing for ourselves and hope that, karma or the law or whatever it has to take to get things straight. But our waterway has been. Oh, Trevor's house has the COVID. No wonder I haven't heard from him.
Been there, done that. Not that long ago.
Yeah, it's been rough this year.
Yeah, I still haven't recovered from what I think it was mid October that I had it, and I still have days where I just feel weak as mud.
Yeah, it's this go around with the COVID that people are getting has been pretty bad. I'm lucky, knock on wood, so far I have not got this strand. Creel says that it'd be worth the fish in Ohio to come fish with me, buddy. Trust me, if there was any way that we and I can get together, I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you. Even the bass side of it.
Yeah.
Right there, what Scrub says, Bobcat, you'll see more barges than catfish on the Ohio.
Yeah, Daryl be chasing them down all the time.
Well, he likes to, what's that called? Rubbing his racing. He likes to rub up against the barges, like a cat. He's just kind of.
What? He just waited on them to stop so he could fish it.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, he's a barge bandit.
He was hot after that barge there. Now I can't blame him because he was catching some nice fish off them barges. And I'll be honest with you, and all the time we was down there, I bet I only seen maybe 3 barges the whole week.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's just luck or what, but
you don't see them as much below Nickajack as you do on below Chickamauga for whatever reason.
Is it because there's more? Is there more granaries or something else going on up through there that causes so much traffic, or what causes the traffic to stop?
I'm not sure unless it's there's more. There's definitely more industry in Chattanooga than there is down below Nickajack Dam. So I mean that might have a lot to do with it. We've got a lot of those barges are full of scrap metal. We've got several places in Chattanooga that produce a lot of scrap metal where they're making stuff. So a lot of those barges you see on the below Chickamauga are full of scrap metal. And there used to be I don't know if it's still there or not, a Cargill. They sell grain and stuff. So those barges, I remember when I was a kid, we always fished right below Cargill because when they're filling the barges up, some of that grain would spill off the side of the barges. And that was always a good place to fish because the grain attracted, everything. And so we always made a point to fish the Cargill loading dock.
Now, I think, isn't there a creek just right now from Chattanooga on the, say, looking downriver on the left? There's like a little creek that goes in there, and don't they do scrap metal or something right there?
I don't think it's right there. That's South Chickamauga. It sounds like you're talking about South Chickamauga Creek. That's one of the bigger creeks flowing into the Tennessee. Okay. But down on the right inside, there's a place that barges always sit full of scrap. There's a big steel mill there. I can't remember what it's called, and they produce a lot of scrap metal. So, I don't know. There's a lot of industry in Chattanooga.
Creel says if barges make you nervous, then Mississippi is not the place to be. And I've seen the barges on the Mississippi when we fished it out of Memphis.
Oh, I bet.
Those barges ain't no joke. They're huge. I mean, huge. And they make waves that it'll make your butthole pucker. I'll tell you that right now. You don't want to be up on the back deck bumping when the waves hit you. You need to be sitting down.
Honestly, the ones on the Tennessee River have never bothered me. Those giant yachts and big cruisers seem to put off bigger weight than the barges do. I mean, usually the ones on the Tennessee are, they're not moving fast and they're not really putting out a whole lot of weight. So The cruisers, though, that's a whole different story than giant yachts. They'll swamp you. Yeah, Daryl's right.
The concrete. Yeah. Terry says the Mississippi's not for me. There's a granary on Low Creek River in town. Wake boats, yeah. We did run into a lot of wake boats, especially down around Raccoon Creek or Raccoon Mountain.
Yeah, there's a lot of them down there.
Yeah, there was a lot of just pleasure boats down through there that really kind of made things rough. But
yeah, I love it about February when they put those up.
Thanks, Jody. I appreciate that. That's one of the things that I would like to be known for. There's probably lots of other things I get known for. I know that there's some drama out there right now. I'm going to take the high road on that. And people think, well, I'm just going to take the high road on that. But anyway, that's one of the things that truly drives me, and what drives me to do my channel, do my lives, create video content, is just trying to help people, get people excited to go fishing. And if I could teach somebody and it helps them a little bit, then that just makes my day. And it means a lot when I get comments like that, and know that I've helped somebody somehow. Like I said, my information 90% of the time is just regurgitated stuff that I've picked up from, people I fish with, people I've watched and learned, or some of it's just techniques that I've used or done, or ideas of my own. But thanks for that. Freddie jumped right in there too. You guys are going to make my head swell up and blow right before we get out of here. But thank you guys for that. I was getting ready to say, man, we've almost cracked an hour already, and I just feel like we got started.
Yep.
I've done a lot of talking. That happens a lot. Any of you guys in chat got questions for Bob before we get out of here? I know he's a busy man. Bob, I do appreciate you taking the time out to hang out with us tonight. And we'll definitely have to do this again. That's
no doubt. Yeah, it's fun hanging with y'all.
Yeah.
You're a nice guy, Ron.
Well, I don't know about all that, but I definitely want to come down and do some fishing with you guys. I think I could just drive my truck down there and spend like a couple weeks and just fishing with you guys.
Sure.
Hop from boat to boat. Now, man, I think that would be awesome.
Absolutely. Come on, man. Yeah, I wish I'd have recognized you when he was down here. I would have said, hey, let me go put my boat on the trailer and get in with y'all.
Jody, you're not supposed to put that in chat. That was private. You don't put that in chat. Yeah, we would have taken you too. We actually we were supposed to get with we were talking to poop.
Chris wants to know when my next live fishing is. I'm gonna try to do some more lives here in the future. I haven't done a lot because I've got an older iPhone and it gets 4G and it's kind of spotty with Verizon all over the place. So I'll have to find some good spots that I have good reception to do it. But I like doing it.
The reception is always a challenge when it comes to doing this live stuff, especially when you get into these live tournaments. I had gone and checked my service where I went fishing on Saturday for the panfish tournament. Service looked great. Got down there to fish the tournament, and the service, for those of you that tuned in, was not great. And
yeah, when I fished that live tournament for the Iron Cats, I was getting dropped out every few minutes. The whole time I just spent like touching the screen and re-entering the chat. And it was like the whole time I'd look at my signal and I'd have 2 bars, then 4 bars, then no bars. And I'm like, oh, it was
yeah.
bad. I guess I need to update my phone. I don't know. But those things.
So this conversation, the phone.
Yeah.
So Chad and I, not Chad and I. Chad, I think it was one of his live streams. It may have even been the tournament, and I don't know who did it and who said this. So I apologize for not giving you the credit you deserve. Somebody mentioned that there are cell phone signal boosters. And so we was like, we just always thought that was something you bought through your carrier. But turns out there's some aftermarket ones that I think they're around $100 is what Chad told me. and which is kind of pricey. But if you're going to do these types of fishing events and you enjoy doing the live streams, or you get in some live tournaments, especially, here lately, there's some tournaments that's got some money involved. And if you can't fish the area you want to fish because you don't have service, that $100 could have been a great investment. And so it's something to really consider. I believe in my situation, if I had the funds to do it, I would end up doing it, picking up one, because there's lots of areas that just don't offer good service for me.
Yeah.
Do you see this question?
Where do I look for fish? I'm kind of a simple guy. Rising and falling river affect where I look for fish. I always go to the holes and I'm looking for structure. Especially when the current's high, I'll definitely fish holes. I know catfish are going to be, getting out of the current behind holes, structure, that kind of thing. Bob's a madman. But, and I know that when the current's not high, it's below, say, 20,000, they'll spread out a little bit more and get into the shallows looking for bait fish. So I'll follow them there. Bob, could you beat Big Mike's Joey in the Saturday return? I might if he left me.
Yeah, right there. Creole's verifying. It's called microcell.
Okay.
So that's something to consider.
Yeah,
Dark Dirty Outdoors. What's going on, buddy? Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, he said I didn't get to stay up last night to see what the end result is for that tournament, what the criteria or the side bets are. I heard about somebody being in onesies by the time it was all said and done. I don't know. I don't even know who all's in it right now. Booster for the house was 200. For the mobile, it was 126. All right. So it sounds like this isn't new information. This is just something that hasn't made it to my radar, at least, and maybe a couple others.
I know I was watching Kayak Catfish a couple of days ago, one of his lives, and somebody was asking him about, I think he bought one, and they was asking him, did it help with his signal? And he said no. So I don't know. He does so much. Well, he does a lot of live streaming.
Yeah, he's definitely jumped on the live stream bandwagon here in the last 6 months or so. Yeah, we're talking about boosters, Uncle Lou. Hey, thanks for tuning in, by the way. Lee Reed's in the house. And, Pontoon Jody, Bob's from Chattanooga,
Tennessee River. I'm right down here next to Mike. Actually, Mike's in Georgia. He's across the line. He just comes down here to poach our fish.
Well, the thing is, what I noticed about being down there, you guys confuse the crap out of me. I think from the dam to the hotel, we crossed 3 state lines and 2 time zones. I'm like, what in the world?
Oh yeah, we're in the knuckle of Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, right in that corner down here. So yeah, and there's also a time zone change just across the mountain.
Yeah, we never knew what time it was. We go to McDonald's and be like, yeah, we need to get a double cheeseburger, and they're like,
yeah, if you were down below Nickajack, you definitely went through a time zone change. If you were below Nickajack, it's weird. Like I went down there and fished one weekend, one Saturday, and I come back and my phone didn't automatically change the time back, so I was like an hour behind or ahead the whole next day. Like, what's going on? And then I realized that I was down, past the time zone.
We spent the whole week like that. We spent the whole week like we never knew what time it was. We just like whatever.
You're having a good time. It didn't matter.
Yeah, we were having fun. We didn't care what time it was. We went to sleep when we were tired, and when we woke up, we just went back to fishing.
Yep, absolutely.
Zach and I, we made 2 or 3 trips this year, and we fish hard when we fish. I know the boys out and on the James, we got to hang out with them for a few days, and we even changed our sleep schedule to sleep during the day and fish all night because that's what the fish were doing. Sure. And we just want to stay on the fish. Mike's fishing home with missed it. $3 super sticker. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. We'll put that right into the channel and keep things right on rocking and rolling. Hey, I wanted to put something out there. We still got 45 people in here, and we've got some channels out there that do some live streaming. And I got some information today from StreamYard that will change the way we do live streaming, hopefully for a lot of folks. And that is they've opened up what they call teams and co-hosting. And what that means is StreamYard is now going to have the ability to share responsibilities on the stream. So like if Bob was on the show tonight with me and he was right there and he was had co-host abilities, then he could highlight chats. He could change the layout of the camera. You know, he could take us in and out of full screen. And see what I did when you weren't looking? I was snooping on your stuff in the background.
Cool.
High price is right. You, Mike's Fishing Home, $3.01. $3. Thanks, Jody. I appreciate that. But anyway, what that means, we'll get Tommy. Don't let me forget, man. I'll forget. Tommy, do you want to come up in here for a few minutes, or do you want me to just go ahead and just put that back, read that out there? But anyway, while you're thinking about that, the co-host and teams thing will allow, that co-host can't start the stream or end the stream, but everything else that goes on as the administrator function goes, the co-host or teammate will be able to do. And so for a lot of shows that have a co-host, almost every show has a co-host, I think, except for mine. And that's because I don't shut up long enough to let my co-host talk. I was told. That would be a great thing to look into. So if you are in to hosting channels, or you want to do a live stream or a tournament or do something like that, where you're going to have, you want to allow somebody else to also be in control. So like this live streaming tournaments that we do, having somebody else that has the ability to have control. So let's say you walk away to the bathroom or something like that. Somebody catches a big fish, but the host is away, and now nobody can give that person full screen or whatever. So just so you know, that StreamYard did kick this off, and it is out there. It's not complicated. I looked at it today. So kind of put that information out there, get that buzz going. I didn't create it. I just want to pass along the information. And before I get going too far here, I'll make sure to see if he wanted to come out. I thought I was going to have him come up on I don't have to donate money to Roger. I pay him with my friendship. Jay, nobody does. Nobody has to donate anything. I truly do appreciate it and blessed to have you guys all here hanging out with me. It makes doing this so much more fun than talking to myself. And I've met a lot of great people. I'll be honest with you, Bob. I feel like you're one too now. That if the time is right, we hook up and get together and get on a boat and just have a blast. And I scroll down through chat here, and I'm seeing people that I've already fished with. J-Dog's in the house, Tara's in the house, Justin's Fishing Fetish. I fish with these Creole. Creole I want to fish with, as long as many others I want to fish with. Just so many people in here that have become good friends, and just through the StreamYard or just through the YouTube platform. And I just feel very lucky and blessed that you guys are all here and enjoy hearing me talk for an hour. J-Dog Super Chat. Love you, buddy. Thanks, Creole. I appreciate that. Let me get back up here. Right here we go. We got 47 people still in the house, 49 in the house. Remind them about Hoover Catfishing Veterans Day, Saturday, 9 to 3. You Ohio guys and gals, get your butts out there. So it was Tommy's idea. I've helped try to put it together. You guys may have seen some the posts out on Facebook, but we got for Veterans Day, obviously, is this Thursday, guys. If you know a vet, first of all, if you are a vet, thank you so much for your service. We owe everything that we have here in front of us being able to do this right here freely and not have fear of retaliation is because of the risks and that everyone took, regardless of your role in the service. And that's truly how I feel to the core. I don't care if you was peeling potatoes, you were feeding troops that did fight, or whatever the case may be. There was nobody that's any more or less important than anybody else who signed that line, because you did not know what the result would be when you signed your name to that line.
Amen.
Very, very brave. Anyway, in honor and celebration of that freedom and the love that we have for fishing, we're going to get together on Saturday up on Hoover Reservoir from 9 to 3. We're just going to do a fun tournament. We're going to do $20 a boat. I don't care how many people you got in a boat, $20. And if you decide to fish from the bank and you have a suitable live well to keep fish alive until the weigh-ins, more than welcome. And if you got 3 of you on the bank, it's still only $20. We're not trying to make any money. We're making no money. Everything is going to go back to the winners. $10 is going to go to the most fish, 5 for small and 5 for big fish. It's meant to have fun, have a good time, get out there and celebrate. Weather does look like, unfortunately, it's going to be a little crappy. So, we're going to grin and bear it like we do. I'm in Ohio. We should be able to make it happen sometime. There you go. Absolute. Oh, I missed this one. J-Dog is price. I priced is you right. Bring it, Jody. I'm not even sure what's going on here. I'm okay with it.
They're giving you money. Jody, just take it.
Huh? Yeah. I don't know none of you know my situation, but it means more than you know. Trust me, believe me right now. Anyway, that event will be together on Saturday. So if you guys can make it, if you have questions, please get a hold of me, or if you got Tommy's number, get a hold of Tommy, and we'll make sure to have some fun on this event. And as I said, for Thursday coming up, please don't forget to thank a vet, shake a hand. You see.
Did they turn you off, Roger? Froze up. Hey again. I think Roger talked too much. He must have froze us. It's the Bobcat Show now, guys. Welcome to the Bobcat Show. We kicked Roger out. Oh, well, he'll be back, I guess. Oh, now I can talk. Thanks, Dark 30. Well, you'll go one-on-one with J-Dog. Hello, Clearview. How are you? It's my show now. Roger forgot to pay the internet bill. Yeah, he must have exceeded. Well, he did exceed his time limit. We've been live for an hour and 13 minutes. So, hey, I said Roger was too loud. He'll be back in a minute. Yeah. Yeah, boy. Yeah, maybe he'll come back in. Giveaway. What do you want to give away? You want to give away something to Rogers? Let's go down here and see what he uses. Let's see, he uses a big cat fever, medium, heavy rods. We'll give one of those away. Let's see, he uses Penn FathomII LCLW. Oh, he's got a Penn Squall reel. We'll give that away too. Let's see. Oh, we'll give his boat away. Well, that's not running right anyway, so yeah. Give away a crappie trip with the Muskrat. Yeah, there we go. That's funny. What a crappie trip with a Muskrat. Ooh, giveaways fish finder. He's got a Garmin 93 SD, just like mine. That's a good fish finder. We'll give that away. This is Roger's first or second live. I think it's 60 something. Bobcat, you got a twin brother. He lives in Louisiana. My dad actually did live in Louisiana for a while when he was a teenager. Let's see, he's got two. Yeah, so I hear. Try to read the comments, guys. Yeah, who wants to hashtag Garmin? Mike's giving his stuff away. Yeah, all you gotta do is go over and look at it. That's what he uses. Let's see, the boat's a 22-foot Sylvan Deep V. Hashtag Sylvan Deep V. I need some of those big skipjack you can catch. Yeah, well, they've been scarce around here lately. I love it when we catch them big ones. Hashtag Garmin. Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
Hey,
we gave away all your stuff, Roger. They want to do some giveaways. I just went in the description and seen all your equipment. We started giving it away.
All right. Wait, what do I have left in my description now? Half of that stuff I threw in the river.
Well, the boat's gone. The Garmin's gone. What else did we?
Man, I see hashtag Garmin. Hashtag Garmin. Hashtag crappie trip. $5 for the 93 SV. Oh my God!
You see what happens when you don't pay your internet bill?
I don't know what happened. We've got I'll be honest with you. We don't have I don't have internet here available. So the only thing I can do is I've got an AT&T mobile hotspot that runs the house, and it's unlimited. I think it's unlimited. And for whatever reason, they decided to reboot just then.
Oh.
The router. So that's what happened.
Gave away a crappie trip too.
Crappie trip? All right. Who won the crappie trip? Justin, he wants to go to Hoover.
I think it was Freddie Outdoor Adventure.
Oh man, I called it. He said Justin won the crappie trip to Hoover. Oh my God. I can't believe there's still 40 people still hanging out in here. You must have done a good job, man. I don't even need to be here.
Well, you'll just have to get some new equipment, Roger.
Well, that's probably better. Who ended up with the boat? Because I still owe the mechanic.
Yeah, that's what I said. The boat's not running right, so we probably don't need to give that away.
Yeah, you don't even want it. Muskrat Adventure had a muskrat hanging out with me catching skipjack this evening. Hey, they're pretty cool little creatures. Mm-hmm. That's why we call it the Rat Pack. By the way, I had somebody hit me up because I did start channel memberships. There, every little bit helps. But anyway, I did not know that the channel membership started out at $9.99 a month. Somehow my $4.99 a month entry was deleted. So I'm not sure what the crap happened there. So I was like, I do not want to only offer people Uncle Jeep for the $20 for the crappie trip as long as better cheddars are supplied. Guaranteed.
What's the better cheddar?
That's a Johnsonville smoked sausage with cheese inside.
Okay. Man,
you got Johnsonville down there? In the stores?
Probably. I try to avoid
it's a Johnsonville smoked sausage. Some of them's got jalapenos in them. Some of them's got cheddar cheese. Some of them are chili dog flavored. Man, they're good.
You cook those on the boat?
Yeah, I got a Blackstone grill on the boat.
Nice. My boat's not that big.
My boat's pretty big. It's a 22 feet 22-foot, big old wide, deep V. It's from the floor to the top gunnel, there's 31 inches tall. It's deep.
Yeah.
Creel said I won the boat putting the race engine in it. He's offered that before, jokingly. I can't remember how many horsepower you said that boat motor was, but I guarantee I'm the first one to the fishing hole come tournament day.
No doubt. Let's put some pods on the back, float it.
Yeah, it would definitely get pretty heavy. J-Dogs, I'm not smart enough to super chat, so I will overnight you $50 to take Justin crappie fishing if you want. J-Dog, I love you, brother, but you're not overnighting me. No money.
Yeah, sorry, Buck. I don't know what a better cheddar is. My wife does all the shopping. I just eat it, and I do eat.
Yeah, David, they got Johnsonville chili flavored ones, so they kind of taste like a chili dog. It's smoked sausage, actually pretty good. They'll give you heartburn though if you're real sissy like I am with the heartburn. They'll get you. Not as bad as the jalapenos.
Freddie's got a list of all the giveaway winners there.
Who does?
Freddie's got a list of all the giveaway winners in the chat.
Justin won a trip. Creel won the boat. Freddie won your rod. Which rod? J-Dog won your Garmin. And Bobcat won your reels. Man, what the crap.
You need to get all the mailing addresses.
Yeah. Just send me addresses. I got enough super chats. I might be able to cover some of the shipping.
Need a lot of super chats.
Yeah, I do appreciate that, guys. I know that we joke around about it, but I hope you guys know that it means more to me than what you know. So appreciate you guys. Every single dollar helps out. I appreciate it so much. I haven't found a Johnson. What he say? Justin said I haven't found a Johnsonville broad I didn't like. Poor Uncle Lou. He said he thought he won something for once.
Man.
Uncle Lou's a winner. He's got all the winnings right there in the palm of his hands.
Always giving, never winning.
Hey, that's about right. I think everybody needs. I got his address. I think we all just start shipping stuff to him.
Yeah.
He, you won my bait tank. Come on, man. You weren't even in. I didn't see no hashtag bait tank.
I don't remember throwing that one out there.
We had the extreme bait tank on the boat today, keeping everything nice and lively. Telling you what, man, we was using them creek chubs. I don't care what we did with them. They were not dying.
Yeah, they're tough boogers.
We've had them out there. I don't know how many times I put them out and reeled them in. I was like, he's still alive. And big old creek chubs, just go back a bit and see my comment about the muskrat. Oh, no. Let me see how far back I got to go. They're delicious. About a heart attack on the bun. Yep. Tommy, I'm not sure how far back I got to go. Right here. Muskrat is a tank. Though I saw warships in the Persian Gulf that were smaller. That's true. It is a tank of a boat. I'll give you 300 for the bait tank. That's tempting right now, believe it or not. I hate to say that, but Roger, a teaspoon of vinegar takes heartburn away, like right away. Not joking. No kidding. I can't stand vinegar, but I hate heartburn even worse. I usually take omeprazole every day just to try to keep it under control. Okay, we went. Well, actually, I only went about an hour. You had about 20 minutes of your own. You had your own live show there, buddy.
Again, I was carrying you, Roger. I got your back, man.
I appreciate it. You got a pretty good back because I'm heavy.
I do need to get off here though and get home. But I appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I had a good time hanging out with you, brother. Just like hanging out on the boat. We're just sitting there shooting the breeze and,
man,
talking about fishing and life. And I appreciate you spending time with us. I appreciate everybody in chat hanging out, especially I thought the whole chat shut down. I was running through the house yelling things I shouldn't yell. What the heck happened? I was in there blaming my wife. Are you on the Wi-Fi? Get off.
Well, I didn't know what happened either. And everybody was like, you got your own show now. But I was like, all right, let's run with it. So he'll be back eventually.
What kind of bait tank in it? It's one of the older extreme bait tanks. That's a 40-gallon live well or bait tank. I like it.
Thanks.
I wish I had one of the newer ones. What's that?
I was reading the chat.
I wish I had the newer ones. They got 2 pumps in them, and they got a 110 plug. You can plug it right into the wall, and they also have a drain plug, and the drain plug does come in pretty handy.
Okay.
So, well, thank you guys so much for all being here. Next week we've got Big Mike. So fishing with Big Mike. We've all seen him out there hunting for the hundo.
Yeah,
we're going to have him. I don't know if we're going to get him to sit down and talk to us one-on-one. He's probably going to be fishing. I don't know.
Yeah, he's probably going to be down there on the dam, by the dam.
Yeah, that's hard to tell, but what's all right. We'll harass him while he's fishing if we have to. But thank you guys so much for being here. We will see you guys next Tuesday night. Same cat time, same cat channel. See you guys.
Thanks, Roger.
Thank you again, brother.